I would like to keep this session as informal as possible because all of us are friends here. I hope you guys don't mind. Yes. Okay? Yes. Okay, so without wasting any more time, I would take up with the first topic, that is working women vis-a-vis a homemaker. Okay, this is a very important topic and one of the many issues that we have to cover up regarding women empowerment. Now, according to me, I would just like to share a little light on what I feel about it. Now, both of these roles include perfect dedication, lots and lots of patience and hard work. But still, it is seen as one of the option. We have to choose one of the option. Girls nowadays think of it as either the career or the homemaker. We have seen women working both perfectly fine, but the way we are treated at home, they give us this advice that you choose either one. Easy lifestyle ke liye, choose either. So maybe, I don't know, probably because we are not paid to be a homemaker. इसीलिए शायद इतनी इज्जत नहीं मिलती. Correct me if I'm wrong, ma'am. But then there is the stigma that we have in our country. It is taken for granted कि लड़की पैदा हुई तो she is into that घरगुती अवतार. उसे आना चाहिए. It is taken for granted कि घर पे आके उसे कुछ ना कुछ आना चाहिए. Now, no offense to men out there, but ऐसा कोई रोल है जो we take it for granted कि लड़कों को आना चाहिए. ऐसा कभी होता है? मैंने तो नहीं देखा है. Correct me if I'm wrong. लड़कियों को ये सब आना चाहिए, पर लड़कों को ये चीज़ आनी चाहिए. ऐसा कोई रोल है? नहीं है. तो then probably because we live in this society जहाँ पे ये patriarchal society है, जहाँ पे ये this is imposed on the women. That is the reason probably we are here celebrating Women's Day. So if you could share a little light on it, ma'am.
See, according to me, what happens is that, like you rightly pointed out, patriarchal society होने की वजह से जो space for operation for women है, that is very well defined. You know, the space has been very constrained. For instance, professional choices के लिए भी, usually women are encouraged to take more relaxed roles, you know, more comfortable positions, so to say. But मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला कि जो होम मेकर्स की कंट्रीब्यूशन है टुवर्ड्स नेशन बिल्डिंग, दैट्स इमेंस, बिकॉज अ चाइल्ड इज़ व्हाट अ मदर टीचर्स. द फर्स्ट एजेंसी ऑफ सोशलाइजेशन इज़ ऑलवेज होम. सो जो हमें घर पे पढ़ाया जाता है वो सबसे पहले हम सीखते हैं. यू नो, अगर आप छोटा सा इन्फेंट भी लेंगे, उसकी बड़ी पिक्यूलियर आदत रहती है कि वो अपनी माँ को देख के, you know, he starts, imitation is the first way of learning by a child. So, you know, what I feel is that we are progressing towards a place where, you know, women are being encouraged to take roles that are not exactly, you know, female specific. For instance, for myself, I had my parents being very encouraging when I got selected for IPS. In fact, to add to it, I had attempted the civil services examination again. I'd got through revenue services, that's income tax, IRS income tax, but I stuck to my job because I really was enjoying my work. And my parents completely endorsed what I, you know, decided. So I feel we need to give equal prominence to homemakers. It should be a personal choice whether a woman wants to be a homemaker or wants to be a professional or wants to balance out both. I really want to say that we all women are very adept at multitasking. We are born multitaskers. So if you choose to be a professional as well as a homemaker, you can balance both. I mean, I think maybe my husband should be asked. I think I'm doing a fairly okay job. So yes, if, you know, a lot of us, I mean, in fact, all of us would be doing that. So it's just a, you know, perception building exercise that needs to be carried on in the society, where we are encouraged to be professional as well as homemakers. At the end, it should be a personal choice. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I just like to say that I don't quite like the idea that we are forced to balance out both. I mean, we should be able to balance out both with support from others in the family and with support not only from others in the family, because others in the family may also be working a full-day job. So there have to be supports from the state towards socialized facilities, you know, for housework, child care, etc. And that is how this you know, a system where it's possible for women to be career women, to be working women, to do housework. I mean, and for the others in the family to do should be possible.
Okay, I think I completely accept with Albertina. There are two problems with a woman who is working. One is she has to manage at home, another one is at the office. So both the places she will feel that she was discriminated. Now what I'm saying is when I visited in US in one of the district court, the district judge has a female employee working as a what we call as a clerk, as a judicial clerk. She is an LLB graduate, she is working as a clerk, and she has two children, very small children. So what the judge did is, he provided a small room for the children. And the children, after finishing their schooling, they will come and play in the same room. And the mother could go back and look at the children and come back for the work. So I asked the judge, how did you do that? Because in most of the government offices, they don't allow the children to be with the mother. And he says, very rightly, that when the children were very young, they needed attention from the mother. But if you don't provide that kind of facility, her work would be affected because she will be thinking about the children. And at the same time, the children will not get the love and affection of the mother. So as she says that the government has to be proactive, yes. So that is where the women-friendly rules and regulations need to be there, particularly the first year of when the child was born. I don't think anywhere there is a rule that a woman can take off for some time, go back to home and see children and come back. So that's an issue. And similarly, I also feel that a lot of support from the family is required. Suppose when I am working, I don't require a support from the home because I'm supposed to be working, earning. So nobody questions if I go late, and nobody questions if I don't turn up for certain things, because they expect that I am seriously working in the college, therefore I need the support. But the same thing I don't think I can tell to my wife. So if the wife doesn't come in time, there are so many questions are asked. So I think being a husband or a father, mother, whoever it is, whoever is enjoying the fruits of the woman working, also should support that woman for working. So that particularly this goes to the husbands. The husband like to the woman's monthly salary, but not ready to take up the burden of the picking up the children or looking after the children would be a trouble. So therefore what happens in this is, because of the lack of support, women will not be able to fulfill her jobs in the job. Therefore the employer always says that it is always headache to take a woman in the employment. Suppose I ask my faculty to stay longer hours. If they say I have to pick up my daughter, I have somebody at home to look after, naturally I don't feel happy because I am a principal of the college. But when you don't have a support at the home, you are having a problem at home as well as in the office. So you fight in the office with your male counterparts, you fight with your own family members at the home, so the whole life is fighting only for the women. I think that is where I look the homemaker and the workers, or working women problem. And the statistics shows that 83% of homework is done by the women, not only in India, all over the world. And unfortunately, we don't quantify the work that a woman does at the home. There is no salary for them. I think once you bring that, maybe it will change.
So it's overall the mentality of the society that we have to deal with here. Khairu ma'am, would you please like to elaborate on that?
Well, it's been a different journey for me because I started on my own. I didn't work for anyone. I think whichever seminars I go, wherever I go as a motivator, as a talk, because I'm topmost in my profession in Goa and Pune also, I always tell all the women to balance, to be happy about what you do, and to be on your own. The minute you're working for someone, you come in the circle of time slot. You have to be there at that time, you have to get out at that time. But when you're on your own, you enjoy motherhood, you enjoy social functions, you balance, you do your homework, housework, you have a good social, you can take your kids for all the classes. So that's what I did. From day one, I have been on my own. I was a half-day mother, half-day working woman. And once my son crossed 12 or 13, then last 5-6 years I have been working full day because he's a teenager now and he doesn't need me as much as he used to need me. So he's become an adult. So I think I would tell most women to be on your own. Don't work for someone. Be an entrepreneur. Do whatever you like. Don't get stuck in a time rut, because when you get stuck in a time rut, then you have to adhere by those rules, regulations, by the corporate culture, or you need support at home. You have to have somebody at home giving you support with your kids so that you can give your best. But I think the key is multitasking. We women are born multitaskers, as ma'am said. But the key is balance, just balance. And it's good to be a homemaker too. Like my sister in Bombay, she's a homemaker. Now that her kids have turned 10 years, so she's giving a lot of time to charity. If all of us think that we have to work and it's our birthright and I won't get financial freedom without that, it's not true. There are so many men who are not men or husbands, but they are friends. They say, yes, I'm your friend, I will support you, like my spouse did to me. So if you are that kind of relationship, you understand that your wife needs your space, she needs her pocket money, and things can fall into place in that segment also. That's what I feel.
So it's just a matter of time till things change. After a few years, once the kids grow up, you can get back to your career.
Yeah, you could give your beginning years to your children, baby years, toddler years, because those, I always say that I can make money at any time because I'm still in the prime of my health and my career and my age. I still can make good money for the next 20 years. But my son's childhood will never come back. And without regret, I can look in his eyes and in all your eyes and say that I give my best to him. So I'm very proud of whatever I did. Thank you.
So Hani, I would like to ask you, you are a self-made woman, I would say. You're totally career-oriented.
Yeah.
No family obligations as such right now. What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, I mean, coming up to such a topic and when I'm listening to the issues, I consider myself the blessed one. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm doing what I like to do. I get support from my family. I can go wherever I want to go. I can wear whatever I want to wear. So, but the point is that it could happen because of the family. I think I would agree to the point that we were talking earlier, that it's a cultural issue. Like when you started, you mentioned that, women are supposed to do this, and we never say that men are supposed to. I think we also say that women are to work at home and men are to earn money. If a man is not earning money, we have he has a problem. He has to earn money no matter what, So whenever and women have to cook. So I think that thing needs to change. That thinking needs to change, where it is changing in the urban India, but then I think it needs to change, it needs to propagate, it needs to go everywhere. That mentality and that freedom of thinking needs to come, that we can do whatever we want to do. Now, if I share a quick example of how I could do whatever I'm doing today, was because, again, I have a brother, she has a 10-year-old brother, so I have a 5-year-old brother, and I was always taught, I can do everything. I want to do everything that my brother is doing. Another interesting point came that I think we need to be taught from our childhood that we can do whatever we want to, and it's not necessary that the guy has to earn only and the girl has to work only. They can do whatever they want to do. Even today, I would have my brother coming in the kitchen in the morning and telling my sister-in-law and mother to go out and he'll cook the breakfast for the entire family. Whereas ask me to cook and you don't want to, So, but there is a family who accepts me like that, she's a girl and she's not cooking and and they're okay with it. In fact, if I go, they don't want me to, because you're not meant for that, you go out and do your work. So they don't even tell me to go in the kitchen, because sometimes I'm told by the society, sometimes you go out and I'm like a girl and who's working. So the first thing, where some people who might not like you, and the first thing they would want to ask you is, can you cook in the kitchen, or do you do household work, Suhani? And I am like, there are many more questions to ask me than these, And why this question? So my entire answer goes down to, I can clean my room, that's all, But then we are never, these questions are not asked to others. And so what my point is that cultural thing needs to change, that, women are supposed to be in this area and men need to only. I mean, they are free to do whatever they want to do today. There are men who have taken over women jobs, as we say, the cliche, there are men chefs.